You're watching a Big Z review. The Fantastic Four: First Steps is the newest film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And while I did really like it, I just didn't love it. It was kind of exactly what I expected, for better and for worse.
I herald his beginning. I herald your end. I herald Galactus.
So this was directed by Matt Shakman, and looking at his filmography, it looks like he's really only done TV before this. Like he directed most of the WandaVision show episodes, and he directed 2 Game of Thrones episode, and he directed a couple dozen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episodes. I think before 2017. And the writers, of course, there's a whole bunch of writers, and it's based on all the characters created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. And I don't know, this is again going into the whole multiverse. This universe, this Earth, has only one set of heroes on the planet, and that's the Fantastic Four. They went up into space, were exposed to cosmic rays, and they got superpowers. And this is it's funny, the setup for this is actually kind of similar to Superman. And because this movie starts 4 years after they first became superheroes. And Superman started 3 years after he appeared as Superman in Metropolis. And funny too, towards the end, they do the same sort of thing where they evacuate the city before the big climax of the film with all the sort of destruction. And I was like, okay, yeah, I guess it makes sense. So they kind of realize that we are kind of killing a lot of people without showing it. We better just make sure to have a couple minutes showing them evacuating. Oh, this one, as they go into the underground, where a previous villain that they've faced, Paul Walter Hauser as Mole Man. And I think my biggest problem with this film is just that I had trouble connecting with them. I feel it's a 2-hour movie, but I think this is the first introduction to these characters. We had a version of Mr. Fantastic in the Scarlet Witch movie, Doctor Strange 2, a Scarlet Witch story. But this is our first introduction to this version of the characters. And obviously because of what they've done, the Fantastic Four doesn't exist in the main MCU universe. So these I think are going to be our Fantastic Four for the next whatever. I think especially for the next 2 Avengers films. And I never felt like I had a time to get to know these characters, who they are. I never even really saw them being superheroes until the big battles. And I don't know who they are at a personal level either. The only person we kind of get time with is Ebon Moss-Bachrach as Ben Grimm or the Thing. And that's just more the classic thing. But with him pining after a woman played by Natasha Lyonne. But I think he gets some characterization with he loves to cook, that little bit of inspiration from the chef, the guy his show he started out and he became bigger on. But you see him he's this a classic New York Jewish guy from the 60s that's loves black and white cookies and and so it's a little cliche, but at least you get some time with him roaming the streets, talking to people, he picks up a car for the kids, so it's I got a little bit of time with him. But for Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards and Mr. Fantastic, I liked him, but I never really, I don't know, again, I needed more time with him and Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, Invisible Woman, because they didn't, you see that at the start of the film, she learns that she's pregnant after they've been trying for 2 years. but I never like. I needed some more moments with them showing love to each other. Like I didn't really feel enough. And, I like Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, Human Torch, and like the effects for him are pretty cool. And he's the cool version of the character. And I like they have like the whole family. I love that they're really diving into this is the Marvel family, and I love what they did with a lot of it. And it's kind of interesting too what they do, because essentially you have the Silver Surfer fly into the world and herald that Galactus is coming. Embrace your loved ones and wait for death. But I like that they do a different universe of her, because like in the main Silver Surfer is Norn Rad, and like the idea is that Galactus comes to his planet Zenla, and like because like to protect his wife, I think he might have a kid, but like he becomes his herald so that he doesn't eat his planet. And like he is like from the power cosmic. I do like now that they're introducing the power cosmic, any kind of hand wavy shenanigans. Like at one point they're right by a black hole, and they mention time dilation, and they use it to kind of help themselves get away. But anytime you think like, I don't know if it work like that, you say, hey, it's a power cosmic. It can do anything. But like but I'm a big fan of Silver Surfer, especially this run of them. Like this is like a couple dozen issues that they did. Dan Slott and Michael Allred. I love the art design of it, and it's a completely like a new story of him. Essentially, like he's drawn to this Earth woman that's just like kind of like a normal girl, a normal woman that's like that is her parents own like a bed and breakfast. And like, but they kind of get connected with someone for some reason. This alien, they kidnap her, thinking that like they do something to say that she's the most important person in Silver Surfer's life, and that they like this is like really good stuff. Like I would definitely recommend getting the omnibus of it, or at least getting the first graphic novel of it. Like that's one of my favorite modern comic series. Like it's completely done. Like now they're doing like a Death of a Silver Surfer. The Silver Surfers ever since that one ended have been okay, but nothing special. But like in that, like Shalla-Bal is Silver Surfer's wife. Like she is the reason why he like goes like murdering billions of people, or at least like telling Galactus where to go. But I love in that one because like he's just kind of journeying like space and saving people and helping people, and try to pay back for all the destruction he caused by saving people, like after he's no longer a herald for Galactus. And they do a little bit of that with this one. And I like that Julie Garner is interesting as Shalla-Bal. In that one I love that she actually gives a name to his board. Like, because it's almost like it's a separate entity, kinda, and it has its own personality. And she calls it To Me. Because Silver Surfer always goes, board, to me! So she's like, oh, the board's name is To Me. Like, but in this one, like, the CGI for it is pretty good. Some of the times the faces looks a little odd. But they do some cool stuff with, like, the reflections and stuff. But while I'm talking about CGI, Hollywood needs to figure out how to do CGI babies, because the big plot of this film, essentially, they go to try to talk to Galactus and get him to not destroy Earth, and Galactus is like, your child, I want him, and like because they're again at that beginning they announced that they figure out they're pregnant, and she's like, it's kind of funny. Vanessa Kirby is currently very pregnant doing the press tour, and she's pregnant for most of this film. But if you're familiar with the Fantastic Four lore, like their son is like one of the most powerful beings on Earth in different stories that they've done over the years. So like I like that they're building this, and there's some cool stuff. You definitely kind of see that, yeah, the Incredibles were definitely based on them, and the Incredibles did it way before they did it this time. But like they have a really good base of a movie and a base of a team. I don't know. I wanted something more, I guess, because there's nothing wrong with this film. Again, except for what I was talking about, the CGI baby, because that kid, especially the worst, is whenever the Thing is holding the baby. There's this some really fucked up thing going on with the CGI when they be like, sometimes the baby is real, but I think most of the time it's fake. But then like when you have a fake Thing holding a fake Thing, you think that'd make it better. But every time I saw it, I was like, ooh, it really took me out of the film. But like for the actual story, like it's just a very classic, Fantastic Four story where they're trying to save the world from Galactus. And I like that, Pedro Pascal, he's the genius, and he has a bunch of different plans for how to solve it. And, like, some don't work, and there's, like, that stuff is really good. And I think that I just needed some more time with them. Like, that's the biggest problem, though, when you have a movie about a team, but you've never seen them. Like, there's so much you have to do to introduce them. And I think the easy way to do that is have, like, an origin story. But of course, I think a lot of them feel like the world is tired of origin stories. But I still love a good origin story. And while I think Superman was able to do that well, where I felt like I knew the character, I don't feel like I fully know these characters in this world. This like 60s neo-futuristic world, like retro, like it's interesting, but it just doesn't feel real to me. It doesn't feel lived in. Like it feels like because I'm so used to, I don't know. It's like I'm used to the regular MCU, and now they're trying to still do the whole multiverse thing. Or they had to change it now to be the Doom is going to be the big villain because they had Ant-Man kill who they were going to have be the big villain, and then the actor was beating up his wife, so girlfriend or whatever. So they had to throw $100 million at Iron Man to get him to come back as Doom. I'm just not sure about this. Like, watching Superman. You hate to compare the two, but they came out within 2 weeks. They're two big summer blockbuster comic book movies, and like leaving Superman, like I was just so in love with the film. And I'm thinking about seeing it again this weekend. But like in this one, I was fine with it. I enjoyed it. And like, but I don't see myself wanting to watch it again, maybe at all. Maybe I'll watch it in a year. Like maybe I'll watch it before the next Avengers film. I mean, maybe I'll watch it when it comes to Disney Plus. Like I don't know. Like it left me feeling empty. Like, I didn't feel anything for it. And, I'm not sure why. It just missed the mark for me. Because there's a lot great here. Like, there's nothing, like, horrible about this. Again, except for the baby. The CGI baby. That was just, ugh. But, like, everything else, I mean, the battle with Galactus is really fun. Like, they do a good job with it. Although, like, usually that's, like a in the comics you'd have like all the heroes coming in to fight him, but like now you just have 4 here. But like they did some really cool stuff. I love Vanessa Kirby, like Invisible Woman's, like how they did like the prism around when she's like doing her like her bubbles. Like they're not really shown as bubbles in this. They're more like she's carrying like a field, like an electromagnetic field that also can like turn things invisible or something like that. But I mean, I do think again with the CGI, the Thing could be a little distracting at times. I think something about his eyebrows I didn't love. Then he had a beard later on. It was like I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. Like, but at the same time, I mean, it's a decent film. Like I would recommend it, especially if you enjoy comic book movies. But this is the kind of one where, like, if you're not a big comic book movie fan, superhero fan, I would not recommend this. Like, for Superman, even if you're not a comic book superhero fan, I would recommend that movie. For this one, though, at the same time, you don't have to know anything about the MCU to watch this. Like, it's kind of funny. There is no connection except to say that the Fantastic Four will return in the next Avengers. So like they're setting up that. And it's funny. The last movie, Thunderbolts, which I think I never got around to reviewing Thunderbolts. I didn't feel like talking at the time. But I think I like Thunderbolts more than this. But like with Thunderbolts, you had a teaser for the Fantastic Four ship coming into the MCU universe, and it's like there's more of a connection to that before this one than there is in this one. It's kind of funny. Again, for post-credit scenes, I won't spoil anything, but the mid-credit scene is very important. The end credit scene isn't worth staying for. It's just like a 15-second clip of the in-world cartoon of the Fantastic Four. But like, again, for this one, it's good, not great. I wouldn't highly recommend it, but I mean, if you're gonna go see it, and you know who you are, if you're gonna go see it, you should go see it. I'd probably give it like a 7.75 out of 10, maybe an 8 out of 10. But thanks for watching. If you want to see more of me, you can subscribe down below. Thanks.